What's good, everybody? It is Wednesday, April 6, 2022. This is your daily sports betting brand of record. We call it the Early Edge, powered as always by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all of sports betting, and it's not even close. What a day we had at the brand on Tuesday. Look at all of those green check marks. The Guru and buckets. Even myself coming through with the play yesterday, and I think we may have just found the name for my daily pick. I don't know. Rod Fry, you might be on it there in the chat. We'll get to that in a second. But, you know, we never rest on a good day. We're always looking forward to the next, and it's Wednesday. That means it's Bounce Back Wednesday, and look at the faces today. My goodness. I think I got to bring in the soccer boys first. I hate to admit it, but once again, you guys come back to the show yesterday, and look what happens. Buckets, all due respect. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. And listen, with all due respect, you know that I have nothing but respect for you and for what you've done for this brand and the show. However, unfortunately, I think we know how we're really going to be successful here, and that's repeating what we did yesterday and having me going first. So I'm just throwing this out now, getting out of the way. I actually did make a call to the bosses, and they agree with me here. So excited to take that first spot and run with it again today.
Wait a second. You called Noah to see if you could go first on a day that Mikey M Squared is coming back on the show? That's what you did?
You gotta take it up with Noah. I'm just repeating what I heard from the bosses.
Think you're offending me? You're offending the person right next to you. We'll get back to you in a second. Oh, golly. We're going to do that again today. All right. Martin W. Green. Give me a late Liverpool goal, please, sir. Thank you.
This is deeply troubling stuff, Coach. I think he's trying to get your job here.
I know he wants to be a talent and produce and apparently take spots. M Squared, welcome back to your show, sir. It's Bounce Back Wednesday.
Bounce Back Wednesday. I need to bounce back into that first spot, apparently. I'm not sure how I feel about buckets going first here, but good morning, everybody. Good to see you all inching closer to opening day of baseball and the Masters. What a beautiful week we have.
No, and we found out yesterday, we've got plenty of Masters on the show today, that Tiger Woods, hallelujah, is going to play. He's going to play live Thursday morning. And Maestro, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning to this unbelievable crew. And, Coach, I know you've done some work with PFL. If there are some fights that have occurred that they're going to take action on now, will you just let me know?
A little too soon, maybe. A little too soon. I just worked there. I know nothing. Oh, my goodness. But we are live here today. I can tell you that. We are live here this morning. I can tell you, Maestro, little below the belt there. But that's all right. I respect it. All right, let's get into storylines that could affect the betting lines today. And we've got stuff all over the board. And if there's one thing I'm not going to do, that's go directly against an order from the bosses and Noah. So, buckets, I'll deal with you after the show. So please start us off. What do you have today?
Let's start us off. We're going to be talking about the Villarreal versus Bayern Munich game today and the return of Alphonso Davies. Alphonso Davies is a Canadian international and star left back here for Bayern Munich that has been out for the past 4 months now. He received COVID back in December, and it ended up turning into heart complications. And we weren't really sure if we'd see him back this year, next year, or really whenever we'd see him. So it's a huge deal. As their coach Nagelsmann announced yesterday, he will be traveling with the team for the first time since December, and he said that we're expecting him to start or potentially come off the bench as well. So huge morale boost for the team, and it's just great to see him back in playing form again as well.
No question. Imagine if he has a big game today, what that would do for the entire team and the organization. Love that storyline. Thank you very much. Now, Martin W. Green, I'm talking Villarreal. They were right at the top of everybody's mountain, but now they've come crashing right back down. Talk to me, sir.
They certainly have, Coach. Yes, Villarreal fans were ecstatic after watching their team beat Juventus 3-0 last month. But you're right, they came crashing back down to earth. They lost 1-0 to Cadiz and 2-0 to Levante in their last 2 games. Those are 2 of the worst teams in La Liga, ranked 19th and 17th in the table respectively. Villarreal didn't rest players for those games, so it's 2 disastrous results, and that could have knocked their confidence ahead of this game against the mighty Bayern Munich. So it's a bit worrying for Villarreal in this game. Bayern beat RB Salzburg, the Austrian champion, 7-1 in their last Champions League game. They're coming off a 4-0 win and a 4-1 win against Freiburg. That sounds pretty ominous for Villarreal. So I'm fully focused on the same game as Buckets here. I have written a preview of the other game, which is Real Madrid-Chelsea at SportsLine. So head on over there if you want some insight on that one.
There you go. Right now, you can get all of the analysis and those incredible articles if you're a SportsLine member. It's $10 a month. Come on, what are you doing? Now, quickly in the chat, Mikey, quick question for you. M Squared, would you say it's better to target overs or unders during the first week of baseball?
Typically going to be unders, but it really depends on which baseball we're using this year. As a Major League Baseball actually used 2 different baseballs during the season. Typically, at some point as we go forward, we expect them to use a baseball that produces more runs. But generally speaking, in the first week, I definitely dropped the unit size, but we're looking more at unders as we're dealing with the coolest weather conditions we will see all season, which definitely impacts the hitting.
All right, by the way, Scott in the chat said M Square's intros is the best. Buckets can't have that one. I'm not giving Buckets M Squared's intro. Trust me, that's only for Mikey. All right, now, Martin W. Green used the word ominous. And yesterday, a reporter looked right at Tiger Woods and he says, "Do you think you can win the Masters?" And Tiger Woods looked right back at him and said, "I do." Savage. Mikey, talk to me.
Yeah, Tiger is playing. I just want to talk about the setup here. It's top 50 and ties make the cut. 91 golfers in the field. Going to be a little easier to make the cut than a normal week, other than the fact that the strength of schedule or the strength of the field is obviously significantly strong. So key stats here: the normal strokes gained approach and off the tee, but really focusing on the driving distance as well. Almost all of the previous champions here have been in the top 50 in terms of driving distance on the tour in the year of the event being played. And then we're also looking for some experience and just quality golfers overall. You definitely want to be inside the top 30 in the world golf rankings for this event.
All right. And by the way, today at 1 p.m. Eastern time, a very special edition of The First Cut, our incredible award-winning golf show here at CBS and SportsLine. I will be a part of that broadcast. A last chance to get you set for the Masters, which I think is going to be the most watched Masters of all time. I really believe that. All right. Last night, speaking of watching, I watched the Chicago Bulls look awful against the Milwaukee Bucks, but they're right back at it tonight. Maestro, what do you got?
The Bulls actually clinched a playoff spot for the first time in 5 years with that dreadful performance. Zach LaVine, they're managing the knee injury. Lonzo Ball is going to be out for the rest of the season, including the playoffs. And if I just threw out to you guys against the best teams in the league, talking Bucks, Heat, 76ers, Celtics, Suns, Warriors, Grizzlies, those top 7 championship contenders, what do you think the Bulls' record is over 20 games? Just straight up, how many wins do you think they have against that elite group?
In 20 games, seven of them? 3.
1. They've got 1. They're 1-19. Yeah. And in fact, the last 9 times they've played a team with a 600 plus winning percentage, 0-9 against the number. That courtesy of my friend Berg Betts, BURGH Betts on Twitter. Celtics have moved from -6 to all the way up to -7.5 on the road at Chicago tonight. But I would be a little careful because the Celtics have a TNT game at Milwaukee tomorrow night. So possibly looking a little bit past the Bulls, but they're off. The Celtics are off a 144-102 destruction of the Wizards. So totally understand all the money coming in on Boston.
Why don't we play the money line at like -345? We give those plays out all the time at SportsLine. All right. Let's get into our board report of the day. All right. Buckets. I'm telling you what, you want to put yourself in this spot. I mean, it comes with a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of spotlights on you. Everybody's going to be paying attention. Everybody's talking about you today. But be careful what you wish for. All right? You're up first. Go ahead.
All right, let's do it. We are jumping right into this Villarreal versus Bayern Munich game, and we're going to do a bet that I've actually never done on the show or never done in general before. We're going to be doing a same-game parlay or a win-cast, scorecast, as it's called, and we're going to be taking Lewandowski to score plus Bayern Munich money line. You're getting this at -110 odds. Lewandowski is the front runner for the Golden Boot right now in Champions League. He is one of the most dominant scorers and attackers in all of soccer, and he's coming off of a bad game. And historically, When Robert comes off a bad game, he comes into the next game just hunting for goals and hyper aggressive and just pushing for goals. So I love the odds of Lewandowski scoring. The odds for just him scoring right now are like minus 220. So we're throwing that in with Bayern Munich to win to make sure we're getting rid of a little bit of that juice at least. Our second game, we're going to England Championship League. So the second league of England or English soccer. We're taking Middlesbrough versus Fulham. We're taking both teams to score here. Fulham is not only the top scoring team in all of England, but one of the top scoring teams in the world with 92 goals over 38 games. We've lost money on them before, but we've won money on them before. But they always are a team that just always manages to get one goal in. They've kind of slowed down since they've already secured their spot for the Premier League next year, but we're still expecting them to show up and get one. They're going against a Middlesbrough team that has scored in 13 of their last 14 matches. The only time they did not score was when they played Chelsea in the FA Cup, and scoring on Chelsea is a challenge in itself, so we can't really blame them for that. So we're taking BTTS in that game, and we're excited to have some UCL back today.
You're damn right we are. 11:45 a.m. Eastern time, by the way, for that Fulham game is when they kick off. By the way, Mikey in the chat, they said, what is the air density between the ears of buckets? That was kind of funny.
It actually broke the instrument that we used to measure it. I mean, I invited this guy into my home one time, and now he's trying to go first.
Look what he does. Look what he does. See, buckets, there are repercussions to everything you do here at the Early Edge. You just think you're taking a spot. Mikey's earned it. Year and a half, 18 months. And like that, one phone call, and he's out. Interesting. All right, now let's stay with the soccer theme. And yesterday late, Liverpool coming through for us very nicely in a 3-1 win. Martin W. Green, the guru. What do you have for us today, sir?
They certainly did, Coach. Yeah, that was a great result. I was pleased that one came in. Got a half loss on the minus 1.25 for Man City because they could only win by a single goal. But I did have Man City to win to 0 as a side play yesterday. So it was a good day all round, and hoping that we can keep it going tonight. So I'm on the same game as Buckets, coming at it from a similar angle. I've got Bayern Munich to beat Villarreal and over 1.5 goals in the game at odds of minus 135. I think they could concede in this one, but I think they should be able to outscore Villarreal because they're just so dynamic going forwards. They've scored 16 goals in their last 4 games with the irrepressible Robert Lewandowski leading the charge. They'll need to be at their brilliant best to beat Villarreal, as the Spanish team are strong, organised and difficult to break down in the big European games. However, as I mentioned at the top of the show, Villarreal's recent results have been woeful, which may have knocked their confidence a bit. I think Bayern Munich's world-class forwards will see them through and they should pick up a win. Just in case it's 2-0 or something like that, I've gone for the same game parlay of Bayern Munich to win at over 1.5 goals, minus 135. Like the championship game that Buckets has gone for. Really impressed by the pronunciation of those English place names too. I think that guy's going places. You should be a bit watching out, Coach. But I'm sticking in the Premier League. There's just one Premier League game tonight. It's Burnley against Everton at Turf Moor. These are real relegation rivals. So when 2 relegation rivals play one another, we call it a 6-pointer. So we've got a huge 6-pointer at Turf Moor. Burnley 19th in the table. Everton are 17th. So this is a massive game for both teams. I'll caveat this by saying that Everton are missing a lot of important players. Michael Keane, Yerry Mina, Alan, Andre Gomez, Andros Townsend, Donny van der Beek. So it's easy to see why they're the underdogs. However, they still look more dangerous than Burnley. They beat Burnley 3-1 at home earlier this season. That should give them a bit of confidence. Burnley are on a 4-game losing streak. I worry that they may lack the attacking firepower to capitalise on Everton's defensive injury problems. So I've got odds of plus 105 on Everton draw no bet. That just looks really appealing to me because they've still got a lot of quality in attack. That's my 2 bets, hoping for the best.
Oh, my God. I could listen to you read the menu to me. I swear to goodness. You used the word irreplaceable, and that's exactly what M squared is. By the way, Harry in the chat, Coach, where can we find the First Cut at 1 p.m. today on the First Cut YouTube channel? It's very, very easy. Turn on those notifications. You can't miss it. Now, just because he's going third, this is the eve of the Masters. This is our favorite event of the entire year. So, of course, Mikey gets his introductions. Buckets, you can't stop that. M squared, you know the drill, son. Oh, give me a green jacket Tiger one time plus 7,000. Give it to me.
All right, let's have a tournament matchup. This is not round one. Full tournament matchup here. Adam Scott, even money, plus 100 against Joaquin Niemann. Love Adam Scott this week. I think the course obviously sets up very nicely for him. Pretty good off the tee. Niemann is decent off the tee, but in the intros, I mentioned driving distance is of importance. Adam Scott definitely excels there. Joaquin Niemann falls outside of the top 50 on tour, which is a very key metric for me on this course. And then when we come to experience in general, Adam Scott, winner of this event in 2013, 18 of 20 in terms of cuts made. Joaquin Niemann has played twice, missed the cut in one of those two. But where I think the gap is really expanded between these two players is when we get to the putting greens. Here at Augusta, we have the most undulating greens on tour. They're typically very fast throughout the weekend as well. Adam Scott, strokes gained putting 13th in all of golf. Joaquin Niemann 133rd. That's where they're going to be separated. Joaquin Niemann will have that frustrating 3-putt that will put him 2 strokes behind at some point in this event after playing well all week. And then again, if you want more golf coverage, we have a ton on SportsLine this week. My simulated leaderboard is there. All the outright picks, head-to-head matchups, and we will be doing round-by-round updates all weekend.
And there has never been a better time to join SportsLine than right now. It's worth it just for all that stuff for the Masters this week, by the way. We've got a lot going on, Buckets. People in the chat are saying your mother would not approve, Mama Buckets would not approve of you not playing well in the sandbox today. That's all I'm going to say. All right, by the way, I've got 2 big picks today after hitting my yesterday. I think I've settled on what we're going to call my daily pick. I like it's time to cash with Coach. I think that has a nice ring to it. Rod Fry, I think that's going to be our winner. So I will decide after the show. But it is time to cash with Coach. I'm going to go 2 big plays. Cameron Smith, a lock, top 10 at plus money, plus 140. Back in November 2020, when Dustin Johnson went berserk, Cam Smith finished second. This man just won the Players. He's the best putter on tour, and you have to be able to putt at the Masters. We'll take him plus 140. And then just because we need Tiger Woods in the show, you can bet Tiger Woods to make the cut plus 110. When that man looked at him yesterday, I said it early in the show, says, can you win? And he says, I do believe I can win. This dude is going to be one of the greatest comebacks in the history of sports, and we're here for it, and we'll be here every single day. Tiger Woods plus 110. Now, there's always a discussion, as my bedtime reminder goes off. There's always a discussion whenever the Maestro's not here. But when he is here, we all know the drill. We all know who goes last. Maestro, the floor is yours.
All right, I'm going to go to the best covering machine in the NBA, and that, of course, is the Detroit Pistons, 19-3 against the number in their last 22. Look at their last 19 games as underdogs. They've covered 18 of them, and the one they didn't, they missed by 0.5 point against the Clippers, getting 3.5. They lost by 4. Well, they host Dallas tonight. They're getting 9. I'm seeing it coming down already to 8.5. This actually opened higher. Been a lot of money on the Pistons. Cade Cunningham questionable, but he hasn't been around the last 2 games, and they did fine. They've actually won 3 in a row. They're playing hard. Dallas coming off a big statement win in Milwaukee, so potentially a little bit of a letdown. Don't think the Pistons will win like they did against the Sixers 3 games ago where they won outright, but I do think they'll stay within the number. I'll take the 9.
They have been automatic. It's been amazing. They've looked fantastic. They really, really have. And they keep getting these big spreads. Every single game, they're still getting 8, 9, 10. The market has not adjusted. Quick question from the chat, Mikey. It says, stupid FanDuel has Adam Scott against Tiger Woods. Your thoughts?
Adam Scott by a mile. It's not even close, yeah. In terms of simulations, not even close. But my answer to that always, if you look on SportsLine, I have the simulated leaderboard there. When you find gaps that big in the leaderboard, as long as you're not laying more than minus 130 in most cases, it's definitely going to be a play for me.
All right. Educate and entertain. Educate and entertain. All right, we're up against it. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of the jeweler who's on the 1s and the 2s today. Maestro will start us off. Pistons plus the 9. Love them. Then the guru, he's on Byron to win and over 1.5 goals. A little same game parlay, minus 135. Then Everton, draw no bet in the Premier League. Then Buckets, he's on Lewandowski to score. Same game parlay with Byron to win. So we all want the same thing in that game. Then little Middlesbrough, easy for me to say, and Fulham, both teams to score -130. Then myself, we got 2 big plays today. Cameron Smith, top 10 in the Masters. Tiger Woods to make the cut, +110. Don't forget, 1 p.m. Eastern today. First cut, last Masters preview. Then M-squared 1 play today, but he'll have plays all week. Guarantee that. Adam Scott over Joaquin Niemann. By the way, Mikey, how much quickly do you think playing with Tiger Woods the first 2 days will affect Joaquin Niemann?
Definitely can have an impact. It's it's playing. I should have mentioned that as well. Yes, he is playing with Tiger Woods, and to say that is distracting would be an understatement for sure.
No doubt about it. If you've never been out to watch Tiger play in person, it is crazy. And if you saw it on Monday, it looked like a Sunday. It's like 20 deep. It's nuts what people will do just to get a little glimpse of the greatest of all time. Then the gem, jeweler, show your face. Oh, show your face. Explain this one, big boy.
All right. I see the Bayern boys are big on the German side. Let's go with another German in the Masters. Bernard Longer, top 40 finish at +225. Shop around for this. See what you got. Some books also offer top senior, where he would just have to beat a couple of names of past champions. I mean, Bernard Longer, he's like the San Francisco Giants in even years. He's just almost a lock to finish in the top 40. He's hit it in 5 of the past 10 years. The guy's 64 years young, but I mean, he's got 2 wins on the PGA Tour Champions in the past 6 months. You guys know, knock on wood, we've been a little hot in the PGA Tour Champions, a perfect 2-0 with our top 5 picks with Brian Gay and Jerry Kelly. So we're gonna roll that energy over into betting on an old guy to finish in the top 40. Essentially, you just need him to make the cut. That's something you could also look into if your book offers a longer to make the cut prop.
All right. Very good. Bernard Longer, he's kind of like Tiger and Jack and all those guys that could probably sleepwalk and make the cut at Augusta National. All right. Boy, that is a absolutely spectacular looking recap board today. All right. Well, you know what time it is. There's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, I love them all. M-squared, Maestro, the Guru, and yes, even Buckets. And Jeweler, who always puts together here at the brand. Buckets, stop laughing. I am the coach. Tell all your friends. You want to laugh a little bit? You want to enjoy yourself? You want to learn all of that right here? No place else you need to go. Early Edge.